Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast. I'm Vega Christie, your host for today. My student ID number is 642555098 from the Faculty of Economics and Business, Management Study, PSI University. Before we start, Yogi, would you mind introduce yourself first?
Hi guys, I'm Yogi, the guest speaker for today's episode. My student ID number is 642555043 from the Faculty of Economic and Business Management Study Program, PSI University. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So today we're talking about a topic that honestly is still debatable: smoking on campus. Yogi, what's your first impression? Should students be allowed to smoke around campus or not?
Honestly, I think it's complicated. Some students say smoking should be allowed because it's a personal choice, and as long as there is designated smoking area, it shouldn't bother anyone else.
That's true in theory, but is that argument really strong enough?
Not really, if I'm being honest, because in reality, the smoking areas are often placed in the wrong spot, like near the entrance or main pathway. So, non-smokers end up inhaling the smoke too, which isn't fair to them.
Would you mind giving an example of that?
Sure, at the place where I work, the smoking area is right next to the main entrance. Everyone has to walk through the smoke just to get inside. A lot of people there have complained about it several times, but nothing has really changed.
That sounds uncomfortable. I'm sorry to hear the situation never improved.
Yeah, exactly. There is also the littering problem. Cigarette butts everywhere, even near the entrance. It really damages the image of the place as a clean and professional environment.
Fair point. What about the effect on students who don't smoke, or even new students?
That's actually a big concern. When freshmen see their seniors smoking casually, it kind of normalizes it like it's cool, which can encourage them to try it too. Plus, secondhand smoke can affect concentration and health in general.
Right, campuses are supposed to support a healthy environment, not the opposite. So, do you have any suggestion to fix this?
I would suggest moving the smoking areas far from main pathways, giving more education about the dangers of smoking, and enforcing clearer rules with real consequences for students who ignore them.
Hmm, those sounds practical. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts today, Yogi.
Thanks for having me, Vega. See you next time, everyone.
See you in the next episode. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Yogi, your host for today. My student ID number is 642555043 from the Faculty of Economic and Business Management Study Program, BSI University. Today, we have got a really interesting topic. Vega, would you mind introducing yourself first?
Sure thing. Hi guys, I'm Vega Christie, your guest speaker for this episode. My student ID number is 642555098. Also from the Faculty of Economics and Business Management Study, BSI University. Excited to chat today.
So, let's just dive right in. Why do you think university students should really bother learning English?
Honestly, I think a lot of students still see English as just another subject, but it's actually one of the biggest keys to their future.
Could you explain a bit more about that, especially for studying here on campus?
Of course, first, most academic journals and international research are published in English. On 2025, the journal from Fadil and College, students who have strong English skills tend to understand course materials faster and get better academic results, since they aren't waiting for a translated version.
That's a fair point. Would you mind giving us a simple example of that?
Sure. For instance, reading an original English journal article instead of a summary helps students can catch detail that often get lost in translation.
Makes sense. Let's talk about something students worry about a lot. Getting a job after graduation.
Right. And this is where it gets really important. On 2024, the journal from Dakik and College found that 92% of their respondents agreed that English proficiency is essential for their future careers, and many companies now list it as a mandatory requirement, not just bonus.
Sorry, could you repeat that number? 92%?
Yes, 92%. That's a huge majority. It shows employers really do notice this during interviews and in daily reports.
Interesting. Then, is this only relevant for students who want to work abroad? Or does it matter locally too?
Both actually. On 2025, the journal from Mansan and Sukri studied non-English major students and found that English proficiency has become significant even in the local job market because companies increasingly deal with international science and cross-border communication.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but does that mean students who are only comfortable with Bahasa Indonesia are automatically at a disadvantage?
Not automatically, but it does make competing for certain roles harder, especially the ones that require handling foreign clients, writing report in English, or joining multinational teams.
That's a critical point, but let me push back a little. Isn't it a bit unfair to say students who aren't fluent in English simply can't compete? Some very skilled workers barely speak English at all.
That's true, and I don't think English is the only factor. But the research keeps showing it as an added advantage, not a guarantee. On 2023, the journal from DIPA and College reviewed several studies and found that English proficiency consistently correlates with faster career advancement, even when technical skills are already strong.
Okay, so it's more like a multiplier than a replacement for actual skill.
Exactly, that's a fair way to put it.
Let's talk about technology too. Science that's part of daily student life now.
Definitely, most new technology, apps, and even AI tools are explained in English. First, students are confident in English usually pick up new tools faster than those who wait for a translate tutorial.
I'm curious, does that apply to something like AI chatbots too? Or is that too much of a stretch?
Not a stretch at all. Most AI documentation, from guides and updates are released in English before any translation exists. Students who have already read the English version can start using new tools weeks before everyone else.
That's actually a strong point I hadn't thought about. Would you mind sharing any suggestion for students who feel like they are falling behind?
Sure, one easy tip is to read one short English article every week, just to build the habit slowly.
That sounds doable even for busy students. What about speaking practice? Since a lot of people can read but freeze up when they actually have to talk.
Good question. I say find one friend to practice with, even for 10 minutes a day. Speaking Practicing regularly, even with mistakes, matters more than waiting until you feel ready.
Any last suggestion before we wrap up?
Just this. It's important to practice a little every day, even 5 minutes, because consistency matters more than speed.
Finally, thank you so much for the insights today, Vega. This has really been an eye-opening discussion.
Thanks for having me, Yogi. Before graduating, I really hope more students start seeing English as an investment, not just a course to pass.
Bye.